Thank you.
Alright, call the meeting to order, and first, we've got, old business, what's the, we've got, the minutes. Are they approved? Did you guys get minutes?
Looks good to me. Just input on number 5, it was actually Nutrient Ag instead of Member Ellis.
Who's who?
Nutrient Ag Solutions out of Spearfish.
Let's spell that.
That has been dealing the chemical. I do have calls out to Member Ellis and one other company just to make sure our pricing is similar, but I think Nutrient Ag sent me current pricing, and I think everybody's going to come in really close to that because of this packet that you see here. North Dakota Weed Control Association newsletter. It lists prices in there of where page 6. You're going to see some pricing, page 5 also. And from what I'm seeing, the pricing is matching up with that. So I feel like they've done their research, but I don't think we're going to have anybody come in super low. That's my experience in ag is that they all have a powwow in January and they pay all the same price, except maybe a few percentage differences. So with that, I would make a motion to approve the meeting as presented. The minutes from February 17th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion on it? Vote for approval? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The next is the financial report that Linda provided.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, you passed it out and then I stopped passing it out. There you go.
Oh, so this is for the, let's decide one. Is someone missing one? For the financial report. I'll make a motion to approve the financial report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. First thing on the agenda is interview for weed product control officer.
Hi, I need to let you know.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's Alice.
That's me.
Do you turn them on for this, or is it?
I'm fine with it.
She has it on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
To get Robert out.
I got Robert.
Okay. So Alice will be conducting this, is that correct?
Yeah, I'll just explain a little bit. I'm Alice Gresteiner, I'm the HR Director and Emergency Manager for National Counties. I have completed a job description for this position. Darren did go through, and there's a few that I just need to take out that Mercer County uses that you guys don't use, so I'll update that job description accordingly. And if chosen for the position, you will go through it and then sign it at the bottom as well. I did give you his application for review. And what I'll do is I'll ask the questions and you guys can do, make your notes and evaluate his responses on the evaluation form. Does anybody have any questions? Darren, so what attracted you to apply for the Oliver County Weed Control Officer position?
necessity. That would be the only thing. It's a job that needs done.
What experience do you have with identifying various weed species, particularly noxious weeds in this region?
So in before my career as an ag producer, I had a spray business called KK Spray, and we sprayed for Basin Electric in 3 states for both noxious weeds and right of way, 4 actually, 4 states, and and then we sprayed for local landowners for spurge and Canadian thistle and all the normal noxious weeds in the area. So that would be my experience. Would be, I think I've held a commercial applicator's license since 2002. It might be 3. I'd have to look back and look at that. So
I think you sprayed my hair.
I think so. Back in the day we did lawns too. Yeah.
Can you describe a specific instance where you identified and addressed a major weed infestation?
I mean, yeah, you see spurge, you go spray it, right? So we were responsible for some of Coteau's noxious weeds for a lot of years. So we would go there and drive around the spill piles and kill what was there. So I was part of that, and my employees also.
Think about a time you made a mistake. And this can be anything.
Or you didn't wash out a sprayer well enough with steroids, and we killed 5 lawns in Hazen. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
That was an expensive mistake.
How do you correct that?
We watered down the ground, and then we bought sod for all the landlords. So
Okay.
yeah, that was a bad call. My lawn is turning yellow. What do I do? I have no idea.
That was an expensive one.
Yeah.
How do you ensure safety when handling, mixing, and applying herbicides?
You try and follow the recommended PPE guidelines that are on the labels.
What is your understanding of regulations surrounding pesticide applications near water or public areas?
So that's an always changing thing. So you really have to read your labels and then know what you can and can't do. There's a lot of, especially public areas, that stuff needs to be read before you go. And specifically to this, there's certain chemicals that are labeled for right of way, and then there's the same chemical that's labeled for pasture application. So once again, this is just you read your labels and you make sure you're good to go.
Wait, can you spray it with water?
Yeah, you can. So there's Roundup is not licensed to be sprayed on water, but then there's versions of glyphosate that are licensed or legal. So you just have to get those, like, you can spray cattails on water with the glyphosate, but it has to be labeled for it.
Does it actually
What's that?
does it actually kill them?
Yes.
I mean, I'll spray later so I can get rid of some.
Wind drift helps because you can't wait out there very far.
How would you handle a situation where a resident opposes the use of chemicals in their area?
It's all about property lines, right? And then of course drift is the responsibility of anybody that's applying. So any proven drift is on the person who's holding the commercial applicator's license or the private license, but they don't really get to say if it's off their property as long as it doesn't get onto theirs. So that's exactly what I would tell them is if they sprayed and you show evidence of spray on your property, then it's our problem. If it's not, if you show no evidence but you didn't like the smell of it, then it's not a problem because it's off your property.
I don't know if there's any landowners that would be upset with spraying, but
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, there's a surprising number of vineyards showing up. People have grapes in different locations, and then also the bee industry is there for certain pesticides. But the saying is that you can take a CO240 jug by a grape vineyard and it will die 2 days later. So it's not totally true, but they are highly sensitive to pesticides. So there's actually a registry where you can check out those locations.
the weed control officer may include administrative responsibilities. How would you keep accurate records of inventory, approved sites and equipment, invoices, and the cost share program? And some of this might not pertain completely
Right.
to you,
Yep.
but I just thought I would add
Well,
it.
that's the part where I would really like the board to be helping out with that, as far as, doing those inventories and running those invoices. I can distribute the chemical and I can do the other parts of the weed board, but if we can, or the weed control officer spot, but if we can work together as a weed board on that and kind of have the designated number to take orders and keep track of all that stuff, that would be the ideal way, because the paperwork side of things, and especially the computer work side of things, is definitely not my strong suit. So
This is a silly question because you are a licensed applicator, so we don't have to ask that question. Tell me about a moment when you did not know how to complete a task, and how did you approach the challenge?
I usually call somebody who knows how. That's
Phone a friend?
phone a friend. That's somebody who's done it before or knows what they're doing. So we all go to YouTube University once in a while too. So.
That's not always correct. And neither is Google.
Right.
Effective communication with others is a high priority. How do you communicate with others? And how do you ensure that others receive the correct information?
You do your best to listen, and also, I guess in today's day and age, we need to be documenting this communication in the form of emails or texts so that we have records of it. But I still find a phone call, direct person-to-person contact is usually best, right? Especially if we're talking about enforcement or notifying people they have a weed infestation. I think a personal phone call goes a long ways.
Especially if you text or email in all caps. Sounds like you're angry at them.
Especially nowadays, people forget there are a lot of elderly folks that actually don't use computers or have texts.
All right.
They just have flip phones like my parents. So, phone calls the best.
Phone calls work. Yep.
Describe a time you worked with a team to meet a common goal. What was your goal?
I mean, I've been an employee and I've been the boss for a lot of years too, so I generally just, whether I am the boss or an employee, I try to do what needs doing. I don't really have I have very little ego when it comes to job descriptions, so.
So tell us why we should select you for this position.
Well, right now I'm the only one available that is applying. So, but if that were to change, please notify me, so.
That's all the questions I have. Does anybody else have any questions?
What about salary?
Yep, the same thing I said. So, I wanna go at an per hour basis and probably a little bit of mileage in there at the county rate. And we're gonna put an absolute cap on that at $3,500
For the year.
for the year. So we'll see how it goes. I will keep mileage and time records that will be submitted, and then as a weed board, we're gonna know exactly how much time this position takes. So if it goes over that amount, so the per hour rate, I think we talked about 28. Sounded like your lowest employee payment, like for temps or whatever.
Oh, the temps,
Yeah, what-
$28.
28,
Yeah.
that's the hourly rate then. And if it goes over that, I'll eat it. And, yep, that's where we stand right now.
And you would be able to start right away.
Yep.
Anybody else have any other questions?
So you're gonna be available for this,
Yeah.
the chemical?
That's gonna be the part where, we're gonna tighten that up. We talked at our last meeting about having like 2 days of pickup. Once people order, we got 2 days and then we deliver. And that,
We are not delivering.
we're not
I've
delivering
already talked to council, we're not sure. That's not an option.
as a commercial applicator though,
You can do it private.
Yeah.
As long as it's not going through the county records.
right,
You'd have to do it as a personal deal, not as,
right.
okay,
So then as, I mean, that's the liability that I'm taking with that commercial applicator's license anyway. Is that's why they want that, is so that I have backing that, or what should I say, insurance on my part, right? So once it goes on my truck and we deliver it,
as long as you're not on county time and not a county employee.
I was gonna say, if you're delivering it, then it sounds like you can't be taking hourly for your
For the
position
delivery
either to be
The
delivering.
delivery time, you'd have to be on your own time.
Yeah. well then we just,
Because 2 days,
2
kind of
days.
pretty short for some people.
it is, but they need to get there. Like, honestly, we cannot run a storefront unless you're willing to get your commercial applicator's license and do that, which I am, as I encouraged everybody last meeting, it's not a hard test.
What are
It's
your
just
hours
about-
in those 2 days?
We can work a normal 8-hour day. We could go from noon till 8. I don't care.
I know some people come early, some get off of work, come late,
Mhm.
you know?
I think I can make, I'm not afraid of long hours, right? So I can make whatever works, but I'm the only one legal to
Right.
disperse that chemical if
Right.
it's restricted use. And so we are not gonna run a storefront.
It's gonna be a problem with some people, I think.
Yep, it probably will be, and I can't help them with that. They're getting this chemical at, hold on.
That's the whole thing. If they're getting a cost share program, they should be able to take the initiative to be there and get their product,
Right.
don't you think?
But if they're shift work, you can't really just, I mean,
Right.
when you're shift work, you can't just take an hour off to run in and grab it. You have to take like 4 hours or like the full 12 hours off.
But still, they're getting this at a,
Is there any way when we send the cost share program out to like order for people to kind of like, I don't know, like almost a survey that says like, this is what times would work best for people so we know what times to be open? I don't know. I'm home so I can run and pick ours up, worst case, but
Right.
I know that doesn't work for everybody.
people are a little, well, you maybe know this, but you know, it varies with the chemical prices that were put down here, but nobody's paying over 44% of the actual cost for this chemical, and some of these chemicals are as low as 21%, right? And so, excuse me, I feel like there's enough cost savings here that people need to make it a priority, that we're gonna have pickup days and you need to get there, right? And I can still deliver on my own time if I'm not taking wages for it.
Do we have to check when people pick them up if it is a restricted use?
Yes, and they
You have to check their credentials. So like, I have my individual
that works.
sprayers. I can pick up anything.
Yes, you can't deal it though.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can pick
I
up
can pick
everything that you have.
Could I like?
Pick
Can
up
you-
for your
Can
neighbor.
you pick up for a neighbor?
It's supposed to be a signature.
It's supposed to be a
Supposed to be a
signature.
signature.
And if you sign for that other stuff, then
If they didn't, because not all of it's restricted use. So
No,
if they
you're
didn't, if the neighbor didn't have restricted use,
Yep.
you can pick it up for
then
them.
it's a non-issue. It's only the restricted use pesticides that we have trouble with
Just
that.
clarifying.
Yep.
And where's the pickup point gonna be?
So it can't be on my private property because of liability. And so it has to be at the county. Now, if Kenny gets his certification, then it could be delivered there. Otherwise, it can't be. And that's where I'm going to come back to until we have something else, a storage container that's labeled and we have a wash station outside of it, would work temporarily to store it on county property, setting off to the side. I don't know any other answer to that. If he gets his stuff in order and
I
gets
think
that
he's
done,
working on it.
he just got his books, he said, so he hasn't taken the test yet.
Yeah,
So if he gets that done, then if we put it on containment pallets there, I think it would be okay, but I need to talk with Samantha and make sure we're not in trouble there. But otherwise, that's the only answer I have, is a small 20-foot shipping container set on property labeled with pesticides and a wash station hooked up to a hydrant. And it's gonna be empty as soon as the chemical orders go out, with the exception of a little bit of county chemical that they're gonna be using. And if they use it, they'll be certified to handle it, so that's, we haven't asked for that money to buy a shipping container yet. I'm kinda waiting on Kenny to see what he can put together there, but I feel like that might have to happen short term, and then when we don't need it anymore, if there's a better permanent solution, we just dump the shipping container.
Can you rent a shipping container?
Maybe you can. I think you can. Okay. So that
Or just renting it.
instead of buying one. Perfect. Can we charge the delivery fee then? We had talked about $150 delivery fee to incentivize people to
If we
come.
can't deliver,
I
then we
don't
can't
think
charge
we're
a
gonna let the
delivery
state
fee.
attorney allow that. Be a private transaction.
Somehow we need to make people try and get there, right? Like, I know it's gonna be a problem, but like I say, there's with the restricted use part of it, unless we all get
Once the
restricted use,
once
then-
the order form is in, how long, like, and we get the chemicals ordered, how long does it take to come? Like,
They
what's-
do, if we stay with Nutrient Ag, they deliver up into this area every 1 to 2 weeks. So he said he could absolutely guarantee a 2-week window. He said generally we can be there within a week of placing the order.
Does anyone know how many orders we actually get each year?
There's been two, yeah. There's been two orders placed.
Is there always a letter that goes out for the second one?
No,
I was gonna say, I didn't know we ever had the second one.
It's a restock, Kendall.
Oh, okay, I didn't know, I was like,
They're selling more than they figured initially.
oh, okay.
so,
Oh, so people that didn't order, or didn't order enough, they
Right.
okay, gotcha. I
well,
was gonna say, we've
I-
never got a second
No.
letter.
I believe the way you guys have kind of run it is, yes, the weed request letters came in, but in the past, you guys have kind of ordered a certain amount the way it looks by this billing, and then that was just sort of stored there and it was sold off of as people came in. I could be a little wrong on that, but like in 5/15 of 24, there was an order for basically $57,000 worth of product, and then there was another order on 6/3 of 24 for right around $6,000, and then in 25 there was an initial order of $74,000, and then on 6/12 of 25 there was another order for $8,000 of various chemical. So I have that information. So once we get our spring, I guess that could be part of our cost share letter, is say that we will do an initial order that will cover these dates. And if we want to send out another letter or say we will have a reorder if people need more, end of June, we could do that.
Do we have a guesstimate of how many people actually ordered?
Yeah, there should be.
That should be in that. That should be essential on that Excel sheet.
Oh, you're asking for the Excel.
The county orders out of this too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what about the wind farm?
No, we made that motion last time.
That they don't get.
They don't get the cost
They
share.
don't get the cost share, because last year I think they did.
They did. And that was, if you go back in our meeting minutes, we made a motion on that we can't sell to commercial. And that mirrors Mercer County's policy also.
Yeah, that's fine.
So like if we have, let's say 200 people ordering.
Mhm.
Of those 200, how many might not be able to get on those 2 days or 3 days?
I was gonna say, I would assume there's gotta be some spreadsheet or some sheet that says like, Gary called in and ordered like this last year, cause they gotta keep track of it. I assume there's gotta be a way to keep track of it, cause when I showed up to pick Gary's stuff up, like, they knew that like, this was what I was getting. So there gotta be some kind of
Yeah, I think
spreadsheet or something
Jaden just sent that to Alicia.
that has that.
And you're scrolling through it now. Does it look?
I have all the list of people, 316 people. I think that's right.
It could be.
That's the mailing list, or how many bought?
That's the,
That's the clients. So,
Yeah,
That have
probably
bought
the
over
mailing.
the years, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably the mailing list.
I think you're right.
So if it comes down to say 10% that can't pick it up on those 2 days,
Mhm.
between us, can we make calls and say, okay, can we get a day or a time pinned down where everything else can be picked up?
Mhm.
Is that a option?
I mean, I don't know why not. I feel like everything's an option.
When was the pickup window last year? Like, when did the chemical come last year?
15th. You said I thought.
15th May.
It was ordered on the 5th. It doesn't
Okay.
have delivery here, so
Okay, so roughly the middle of May is when it came last year.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Well, I missed a couple meetings, but who has to be there when they pick up the chemical? Does it have to be you?
no,
Does it have to be someone certified?
it has to be someone certified to handle restricted use pesticides.
someone with a commercial applicator license.
Right.
And is that person also gonna handle the money part of it when it has to be paid? Or they pay at the courthouse?
How's that been done in the past? I believe,
I can't answer that.
Well,
I
used to
believe
be
I
always
had a
had a-
check with me when I picked up stuff.
You paid for it before you picked it up.
Yep.
Last year, Rick did it up at the 4-H building, he handled everything. Paid
I
for
was
it.
gonna say the 2 times I picked it up, I wrote a check and gave it to Brittany when I grabbed the chemical.
With the orders coming in and with people saying what they want, the bills could be pre-made, right? So like you're getting 5 gallons of 2,4-D and 3 bottles of Milestone to so and so, then that order is there and the price is there also, and they could hand a check to the person who,
Right,
Who's there?
if it's pre-ordered.
and we can specify checks, no cash, no credit card, right? So there's a trackable way to make sure that this
Right,
is.
checks.
Well, I was gonna say if it's cash, it's gotta be exact change, cause we're not gonna have change.
No. And I'm not gonna take responsibility for losing 50 cents, so it doesn't look good.
What were the items on the weed control?
When's the letter going out? I'm sorry.
You go ahead. The fire herbicides using ground equipment,
How far down was that one?
Like 4, 5.
4 to 5.
So that one is not gonna be on there?
Right. And then, conduct workshops.
And what were the other ones? Or is that,
Those were the only
Those
two
are
that
the
I,
only two. That I'll take off there.
that was my only question, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering when are the letters coming out for orders?
we need to do it pretty soon.
Yeah,
So I feel like what I don't wanna do is do things out of the meeting that we're not supposed to do out of the meeting, but at the same time, I feel like if it's not a problem, we could get a letter put together outside the meeting and send it out. Does the letter have to be approved? I don't feel like
so that's up to your discretion.
so like as long as we can do that, then I would guess that I could get together with Leisha if it was okay with the rest of you, and we could modify this, just basically update this cost share request form to make it current and change a few things. And I think we could send it around to make sure everybody approves with it. And then we could send it out and start taking orders. Last meeting, we talked about getting a cell phone and an email set up so that there's a number people can call, not our personal cell phones.
Oh,
And if we did that, then that information needs to go on there. And then we can start taking orders that way or via mail also. So, yeah, that's not a violation of open meeting laws, right? No, because we can do that stuff. I believe we have to approve the pricing here,
yes,
and if it hasn't changed for 2 years, we need to charge at least 20% of the actual cost value. So I didn't take time to do that and make sure that all of our pricing was at least 20%. But the only product on this list that comes close to that is Venue. And if that price hasn't changed in this one, then we're close. Otherwise, everything else is like 29, 44, 30, 27, 29. And then I guess Duracor, but we don't really have.
You won't know that number until you get your new vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. And so if we're at least 20%, but I think we could go ahead and approve this price list and keep the costs the same because I don't see a huge increase on this particular bid anymore.
and what company?
That's Nutrien who we bought for in the past. Yep.
Okay, so prices haven't gone up that much.
Not enough to cover those with the exception of those 2 chemicals. You know. And I'm still getting my head wrapped around the whole cost sharing program and how that works with the state, so I have a call out to the state. Yeah, we kind of tabled that.
Any other discussion as far as interview goes, any other questions that need to be answered? Do we have a nomination for approving Darren Curtis as the new weed control officer?
I would nominate Aaron Curtis for weed control officer.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say
Aye.
any opposed? Same sign. Okay,
Thanks.
I'll let them know,
Okay.
and we can just take it,
Sounds good.
and I'll update the job description as well.
You want me to check in on a cell phone?
I mentioned it to Jamie in the office and she said something about what plan and wasn't sure, but yeah, that'd be great.
I'll make some contacts in the courthouse.
She said if we do an email, we couldn't do a .gov one, but we could make our own through Outlook. Or she said Outlook or Gmail, but Outlook would probably be the best bet.
So we could just do like an Oliver County Weed Board address that's easy to remember and then that would work.
That you don't have to wait for the next meeting for, you can just do that one.
We can get that set up and updated.
so do we need a motion on that to request a home?
I'll look into it, and I'll just let you know
Okay. Okay,
if it's available or not.
okay. And then if it is available, then the next step would be to get we would have the number through the county. And I'm not following the difference between the government and the non-government. What was that?
As far as the email,
Yeah,
You know, I'm not sure why you couldn't have, because Brad was at ND.gov,
She said it couldn't be, it had to be tied to somebody specific.
so that would be like,
To be a
it would be with Darren now, so we could do an ND.gov email. Cause I know our weed control officer in Mercer County has a,
either one of you two.
Yeah,
I was
you
gonna
could
say
have one
as a
too.
secretary.
As a secretary, you could probably
Yeah.
do it too.
both of you could have your own emails.
Yeah, can we just have one?
Could you just have,
Check it more?
yeah, I was gonna say, can we just have one weed board and like
Yeah.
those two access to check it or
I
whatever?
agree, yes.
Yep, can do that. I'll talk to Jamie.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you. Do we need any other
Any
information
motion,
on that?
do we need any motion for the phone or the email at all?
No.
Okay, let's take a note of that.
got my numbers if you need anything.
Sounds good, thank you.
Alright, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Better call. My bad.
So we have that taken care of, correct? Do we need any more motions or anything like that?
Think we have to approve the pricing, correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yeah, we have to approve the pricing before we have a,
Yeah, that's
Have a
kinda
pricing?
dangerous.
cause what if
You
there's,
get a wild hit on one chemical coming in, you'll be redoing it.
well, I thought we were requesting bids off of last meeting.
We were, and none of them have gotten back to me.
None of them have
except
gotten back.
Nutrient Ag finally responded. I'm getting the feeling they don't like working with cost share programs, so that's why the office with Spearfish is basically said that they are the best ones to do this stuff. Just a minute here. Venue herbicide is no longer available. Switch over to Pimlico. And Pimlico.
You could run into a thing where some chemical's just not available,
Right.
one or two of them.
Yes, and I guess we can say that.
So did
Can we
Nutrien
just-
give you prices or they just finally got back to
They
you?
got me prices yesterday.
Oh, so you could actually run your numbers
So based off of Nutrien's numbers, are we 20%
or more. Right?
See,
or more?
Venue is the only one that is not. Venue is $300 per quart, and here it was 100. So Venue switched to Pimlico, and it was 104, and now it is 300.
Wow.
So in my opinion, I feel like we should maybe,
Probably go up on that one.
well,
Yeah.
Venue. See, it was in 2025. It was available by request. It's very effective on leafy spurge. 365 grazing day. So it really, in 2025, it wasn't listed on our available cost shared chemicals, but it basically was kind of available on request.
Venue was.
Okay, no, never mind, it's there. It's there on 2025.
I don't do our ordering. That's
Yeah, it was,
I'm just in charge of picking it up.
it was $300.
Well, it's on this
$30
checklist, but yeah.
2025. Venue seems to be the issue.
Yeah, because it was cost share for 2 years.
Yeah, it's here. We bought a total quantity of 112 quarts.
So the one that they say is supposed to be like, so Venue is supposed to be replaced with Pinnacle. Is that the same grazing restriction, same coverage?
I would have to call him back and get a
Oh.
label on that. That's I don't have any answers on that.
Because it never was before.
Right.
At Venue, but now they switch names.
They switched names, and there's a note in their paperwork that said prices set by Michino. Use 1.5 to 1.9 ounces per acre. Also add 1 quart of Freelex, 240 ester herbicide, MSO surfactant at 1% by volume. Nothing. Up to 1.9 ounces per acre has no grazing restrictions. So if we go at 20%, that one, we can list it and say Pimlico herbicide is available, but it's got to be 20% of 300.
And is there a grazing restriction on that?
It says not up to 1.9 ounces.
Okay.
So 20% of $360.
So that has to go up.
$72.
That's
That's a quart.
Yep. And it's 1.9. It's 1.9 ounces, which honestly should not be sold to anybody who's using a hand sprayer, but that's my personal opinion. You
You
cannot,
can't limit it down that far.
can't get it that far down with 1.9. It's my same frustration. This is me personally talking, right? Per acre. That's a football field. 1.9 ounces.
That
Roughly.
is 4 ounces on the back of a four-wheeler.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep. And a drop or two in a hand sprayer, but you know people are going to dump it in there, and you're going to have dead grass.
Even a half a glove is too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to plug this more than a full plug.
Plateau is the same way. Plateau burns grass in a hand sprayer all the time.
I've got a monitor checker for that.
It's plateau one that's covered too.
Yes, Plateau is here. Let me check on that. Make sure Plateau herbicide is 101 a gallon, and yeah, that hasn't changed.
So no other company got back to you with a bid. We did our due diligence on bids, right?
Yeah, if somebody comes in really low, I'll notify you, I guess, but as of now, they've been doing the two-step. I'm not really wanting to send a bid, so.
Okay, just checking out
Yeah.
to make sure our bases are covered there.
So this for the 2025 letter says they're due. These order forms are due by April 4th.
Right, so we can change that.
Okay, but I like.
They were due on April 4th, but they didn't order them until the beginning of May.
But I suppose that's for your people that it says deadline.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
for
because
school,
it was
I
always
say
due on like
due
a
on this
Friday,
day,
and
but
Gary called
actually
first
due
thing Monday
April.
morning every time. He's like, nope, it's a tradition now. I call Monday morning. I'm like, oh my god. So maybe I'll have him like write down his order, and I'll tell you what it is from now on.
Guys, let's say we need to leave like a week.
Yeah, a week before we order to
Yes,
cover the
for sure.
bases, but yeah.
Okay.
We could even put if this chemical doesn't get here till the end of April, that is not a problem. I mean, look at it, came in May
I
15th.
was gonna say if it was middle of May.
So like we have time. I know that those letters came out early and it gives people time to think
I
about
was
it,
gonna
but
say, do many people spray before they turn? Spray earlier than middle
There's
of
not
May?
much spraying done before the middle of May.
there isn't, no.
Yeah.
Last year was one of the earliest spurge years we've seen and you still really shouldn't have been out there before the end of May. It just went nuts after that, you know.
Yeah, it comes in stages.
Yeah.
And like with the Canadian thistle, that's later yet.
Yeah.
you know.
Wormwood could be actually the earliest
Yeah.
one sprayed, but nobody has time, so.
So, what are we doing on this? So Darren and Alicia are going to adjust the letter to fit the dates we're working with now.
Yep.
We're going to try to have the letter go out within the week, or is that pushing it?
Should we say the letter needs to be out by the middle of April?
Yeah,
Will that work?
Deadline of what?
End of April? Is that not enough
but you
time?
gotta have a deadline on that.
Yeah, as far as orders back.
I was gonna say if deadlines are, I mean, yeah, you don't wanna get it out too early, but also, speaking from mail experience, and even talking to
Oh,
the
I see what
mailman,
you're saying.
our Rough Rider bill comes 5 days later than everybody else's in the county.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
right.
yours does, ours does. He said everyone on our street and his comes 5 days later than everybody else's. So I've gotten ours like 2 days before it's due before,
So
and there's
that's-
no way to get a check to him by then.
I think.
Well, I
think we
have it
can
on
get this
auto pay
out.
now because of that, but
April 15th.
our Rough Rider bill changes a
So-
little bit more than most people.
For the
Especially
sake
in the summer.
Yeah.
for the sake of the meeting, we will have the letter out by then, and I'm guessing a week early.
By the middle of April
Yes.
or earlier.
Yes. And then
And the deadline?
If you need help stamping or like writing letters,
Well, how many
envelopes
weeks-
out, let me know.
You need to know before you put the order in.
I'd say we should try to have the letter out beginning of April to get it in the mail by the beginning of April, so at least we can. So then maybe people have a couple weeks before the deadline
Okay.
to decide. It's just my.
So I'll say the letter will be done and sent by April 15th.
Yeah, there you go.
or do you think it should be earlier, like 10th? Because we're on the 20th, so
around March.
It's-
20th, yeah.
it won't take long to get this modified. This
I
is
would say
very
to try to have it out at least in the mail by the 10th because the mail system is terrible.
simple. Agreed.
And then the deadline for replying back, April 30th?
I think
So
so.
let's see what's the date.
Yeah.
April 30th is a Thursday.
And
So I would say May 1st then.
I
It was
feel
always a Friday.
I feel
Might not, but it
comfortable
matters,
saying
but-
that like we won't carry extra inventory in this letter, but we will do a reorder
Oh.
when? End of May, 1st of June,
I think end of June.
end of June.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
I'd
do a
put in the letter
reorder.
if you need a reorder, contact by this
Yes, so we don't, yep.
date.
if
And then
you-
we don't have to send out a second letter,
Thank you.
correct?
Very good, I like that, yes.
So yeah, I'd put it in there, if you run out and need more, contact by this day
Yes.
for the second order.
What was that date we were thinking?
I don't know, I was just throwing that
You
word
said
out
end
there.
of June,
End of June.
End of June.
Yeah.
so June
June
30th.
Okay.
Because people are gonna run out.
He
Don't
can
order enough
contact
to have
by
carryover.
Contact by June 30th, yes.
So did we have any carryover from last year? No.
There was a little bit, yeah. I think it's up in Washburn now, isn't it?
No, there's
No.
there's
That
almost
was the year before.
Oh, that was last
That was last year.
Yeah.
This year, there's nothing.
So this list of people that you send the letter to, that's just past people who have ordered in the past? How do
Does
anybody new get the letter? Get information?
it, well, it used to be, didn't it kind of go off of like who had their
Well, it was landowners.
landowners and then like, yeah. But how do we know if there's anyone new to send it to?
Well, now there's landowners that don't live in North Dakota, too,
Correct.
you know, so.
Cause I thought we kinda went,
We've never gotten a letter.
I thought it kinda went off of the, like, who had their applicator license too. So do we need to be checking to see if anybody new got their applicator license this year, like to add to the list? I don't know how that works.
Well, there should be a list.
Rick would have those
People that
trainings, right?
have
I would assume.
Because like
Trainings.
that new person by us, I mean, they don't live out there yet, but they got the land by you, by the
Oh,
cemetery. Does he
yeah.
need to be on the list?
I don't know.
He's got stuff out there because he's been getting corn from us.
He's got cattle over there.
Yeah, he's been getting corn from us to feed them. I don't know his name. I don't know what an address would be either, but just, I don't know how that works.
Do you put it in the newspaper?
You don't know his name either.
Oh.
I don't know how this works.
I think it'd be good to put it in the paper, but I know a ton of people that don't read it.
Yeah, we-
I don't get the
I don't
paper,
get the
so.
paper.
I do, I would see it in the paper, but a lot of people
But
don't.
we've done our due diligence
Right.
that if it's published.
And it could be
Yeah.
posted on their Facebook page on the Oliver County.
Yeah, so
Talk
say
to
we should,
Jason about putting it on the county.
yeah. So then if we throw it on Facebook, do we need to put it in the newspaper? Not that everybody has
It's a
Facebook.
different, it's a different clientele.
It is, it is.
I would say yes,
There
you
are
need
people
to
that
because
read
like,
the paper and don't have.
Don't have Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a different clientele.
I used to read it when I worked at Farm Credit when we got it, but then Farm Credit quit getting it too, so I couldn't read it.
Oh, really?
So it'll be a cost share program notification if you,
I mean, it's gotta say in there to Oliver County landowners, because you can't,
That's
somebody from like Mercer
just to give you an idea of
or
what's going
Burley
on.
or Morton can't buy it, it's gotta be Oliver County. So how are we tracking that?
That's a very good question.
Darren?
Yeah, so I talked with Brad Seaford about this on Mercer County side, and he said there is a little bleed over, but he said we haven't really seen it abused. He said
Probably bleeds both ways.
that's what he felt like. So
But
I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
address is one of them. So
I'm just saying if we're posting it in the newspaper and posting it on Facebook, are we gonna get people that see it from a different county to get it?
Yeah.
there's people from Cargo on this list.
Right, and if
But
they,
Like, there's
but are
people
they
that don't
landowners
live
in the
here.
state?
if they have land here. then
Because I know, like, I know Johnson's buy it, they own land here though, they live in Idaho,
Yep, I have.
but I think their dad buys it actually, I don't know how it works.
I guess I'm not too worried about that.
Well, if you get something really wonky,
Yeah,
you get the free plat book in the mail every year, you should just plat book in each of the own land.
Onyx, I can search them on Onyx,
There you go.
see if they got something there.
Well, I mean, especially if we get somebody that's ordering a huge amount,
yes,
and it seems,
and they weren't there before.
Yeah.
For sure.
oh yeah, I suppose you'd have the
We
list
do
from
have
before.
the list, so
Right.
if there's new people, I guess we could kind of look at those. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't see much.
If it's on the
big
past
key.
list, then yeah, it's,
who does the Facebook page for Oliver County Weed Board?
well, it would be just
It's
the Oliver County.
Oliver County,
Yeah.
okay. Oliver County page.
But I'm sure if she posts it on there, she can put Oliver County landowners, like, she's.
Yeah.
Just so it's a little more stated out there.
This is a different PO box than what's on the letter.
Yeah, this is what
What she
Linda
just-
just gave me, that they should be mailed to PO Box 188.
You could mail those back before.
I just
didn't read the
called.
letter, I handed it to Gary and told him to deal with it.
I just called too.
Yeah.
Well, it was gonna say, it
But
comes
I do
addressed
have
to
one
Gary
landlord
anyways.
that must have mailed it back in, because she would call me and ask how much we needed, and then she'd fill out her form and send it back in, so.
What other items do we need to discuss on this?
Okay, so did we decide on the prices then? What do we need to do with the prices?
Well, no, we haven't. I guess we're gonna have to have a motion on that.
Yeah,
And
because
that's
we won't have another meeting before the letter
Right.
goes out, so then we
Yeah.
will need a motion for the prices, I suppose.
So do we have a motion to approve the prices for Nutrien?
with the cost increase on,
The prices on the cost share letter.
Yeah,
Right?
okay,
you're just talking retail, not the wholesale. You're treating it as a wholesale.
Oh,
You need
okay.
to approve the retail side.
Right, so the retail side is listed on the back of that sheet.
Which you
So this is what we've been selling them for, so just so you understand the format. And then the county and the state compensate the extra dollars. So if you look at these,
As a person getting it,
I don't think I got that one.
this percentage.
correct.
Okay.
In the future, I feel like we need to make this available to people, so they see how much savings they're spending, you know? I think it would make it a little bit more valuable.
It'd be tough to do without actual bid, but if you've got the bid here, you could do it.
I could do that, yeah.
So we need a motion to approve this.
And is there more copies of just,
I didn't print them all out.
that's fine, just
yeah.
at least to pass it around so all of us can see it before we
Absolutely.
make a
So,
motion
so
to
that's the
approve it.
back page. Did I hand you 24 or 20? This is 25. Yeah. So this is last year's pricing, and then I have 24 here too, and it didn't change. But venue is the one that is going to change. Could we do a price of 20% of the? We should go a little higher probably because 20% is the minimum.
Yeah,
So maybe we should
20%
do
of the
say
300 was 60, and Rob suggested
What'd you say?
72.
360?
Now this is on the venue.
Yeah.
Which is
Venue
now,
slash
Switch
pinnacle.
to
72 is only
100%.
20%.
oh, because it's higher than 300. I was gonna say I did 320.
It's-
Oh, okay.
Pinnacle, no, that was 300.
Oh, 300?
300, yeah.
Yeah, which
I was wrong.
20% of 300 was 60. But if you want to go up a little
I
bit,
think we should not be right on the line.
so do 80.
So,
Make
I'm
it
good with
an
that.
easy number.
Yeah.
That's what everything else is an easy number. 5, 10, 30, 35, 20. So I would say do it an easy number.
Okay, so
There's the that was last year's prices.
you don't have the prices up for this year's.
I do, they're here, I just don't have them put in an easy format.
Okay, well, let's do
Should we,
that.
should we do it quick?
So High Noon,
So the only
What's
so venue would be Pinnacle now.
That'd be this one.
No, that one
I don't know what that one is.
98.
Ninety what?
About
$38 per gallon.
Yeah.
So venue
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
see, this
Pinnacle
is
and
the
it would
thing
be
here.
$80.
So this is what
Yeah.
we're paying.
So it's gonna go to 80.
Wow, gosh, here, this is the price.
That's a lot, that stuff works.
And they have to pay a minimum of 20%.
I talked to a Burley County landowner the
So
other day
this
and they
number
get
needs to be changed to
$50 back if you go.
this is,
No,
no,
this is
That's
what,
all they do for
this is what
cost
the
shares.
citizens of Oliver County will pay.
So they don't have
This
this great
is the
reduction?
cost share price.
Because I asked my dad and he said they've never got a cost share, but I don't think he knew that they could go in and get the $50 back, because not many do in Burley County. But somebody else said that, yeah, they can go in and get
we're gonna
$50
redo this,
back.
right, and do the percentages on
You
them?
definitely do not.
Yeah, you don't want, I don't
want
want, yeah, you don't want to lose that.
We
No.
can just have these prices and just make sure they're above.
And you don't want them delivered. This is a significant
I thought you wanted to
savings.
add this to the letter.
We could, that'd be great, 20% of actual cost. Yeah,
So we could do like
actual
the,
cost column. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay, so the High Noon is $98.
So this is the price from Nutrient Ag. Yes, I'm gonna put these back. Okay. 98 per gallon.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve last year's prices with the change of Pinnacle at 80. Because we don't have venue anymore. Is that a?
Yep.
Does that cover the basis of, what's the one that wrote on the bottom? That, it does not say Pinnacle.
Yeah, Liberate, you got it 17.3.
Yeah, that's below, isn't it?
Oh, so that needs to go, okay, never mind, I
Are
rescind
you
my
looking-
motion.
Are you looking at 24 or 25? This is 25, yeah. So this one is low. Liberate.
What's the cost now? Of it from Nutrient,
Liberate was on Liberate,
or whichever one was below 20.
$28 a gallon, $28.80.
Excuse me.
It's a surfactant,
So at 20%, it would be 5.6.
so
Unless you want it,
$6.
yeah, $6.
Okay,
So
so
you
that
wanna-
needs to go up.
Do you want to continue your? Let's go down this list. So we have Milestone next, and Milestone price is
$285 a gallon. $71 per quart, and I believe it's been billed in quart bottles. So he's got, in the past we've gotten it in quart bottles, so let's talk quart bottles, not gallon. So what is our price? Last year was $71 and it was $21. What's that? Or $20? What's that percentage?
What dollar amount?
71.25 per quart.
At 20%, it's $14.25.
And you were at $20.
I say leave it at 20.
That's fine. Okay. What's the next one?
I mean, we can.
Plateau. 101.60 per gallon.
$20.32.
So
What
let's
was
see
it at
where it
before?
was. $35. What's the next one? Toradon is $48.90 a gallon, and our price is $15.
978 is what 20% is, so good on
So at that price of $15.
What was the original? Or the
And that purchase price is $48.90. And grades on the purchase price is $51.62 and our cost is $15.
that. 1032, perfect.
Okay, and we're at grades on nothing. I may not see method. I'm missing it. Method, there it is. $364.80 per gallon. So 20% of method.
per gallon? They did it in quarts before.
Okay, so divide that 364.80 by 4.
364.80 divided by 4. 9120 times 20%, $18. And what did we have it before?
40, so we're good there.
18? No.
18%. Oh, what?
18,
20%.
20%.
20% was $18.
Oh, so I don't know what our percentage is. What percentage is 40 of? Well, we can figure that math out later and add that percentage.
Oh.
Okay, so escort. It's $1.60 per ounce, and it comes in 816 or 64 ounce, and
8 ounces.
8 ounces. I didn't hear that.
it was coming in 8 ounce bottles.
So
Escort.
160 times 8, correct?
$1.60.
Times 8, $12.80. And then $2.56. So what did we do last year?
5.
Okay, perfect.
Venue? Venue's the one that changed.
Venue, yep.
So that one
$80 was
is our price on. Let's cross out venue and put Pimlico herbicide.
Uh-huh.
Pimlico.
How do you spell that?
Okay.
Okay.
Herbicide.
And that was per quart was $300, and we had 80 cost on that. So our cost is going to be $80. And what's your next one? Freelance. There it is. Were we talking gallons last year? Gallon, yes. $35.
7.
Maybe 10.
And we had 10, so you're good. And Liberate.
I like the $5, $10 numbers. It's a lot easier.
$28.80 per gallon on Liberate surfactant.
$28.80.
Yep.
$5.76.
So we gotta raise that one a little bit. We were at 5, so let's make it $6.
I was gonna
Or
say
$10.
10.
Yeah,
Make $5 increments a lot easier to figure out bills.
$10, cross that one. This.
I liked when the Fair Board switched to it all as $5 to get in. It was a lot easier to keep.
Our cost is actually,
A lot easier to do the gate. I didn't have to try.
you know what I mean?
I like numbers, but not when it's like super quick like that.
It's
Yeah.
Okay, does that give us enough information? We have,
What was the deed? What was
I
it,
knew
the
that.
deed that you had wrote on the bottom of there? I don't know the name.
I think 20 you said was right?
high noon, let's go back to that one. $98 per gallon.
Mhm.
Our cost was 20.
Maybe that 2.5 gallon.
Did you need something on that one? Aaron?
Just give us the
98 times
98 times 20% would be what?
1960.
So we're good at $20 there.
What about that Duracon at the very bottom?
Yeah. You had that wrote on the 2025 sheet. But there was no dollar amount there, so I didn't know what it was with that one.
Pond or pond?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's not one that needs on it.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Activator total. Am I missing it? I'm not seeing it on their price sheet.
So it was just wrote on there and that's
The Duracon was on the 24 one. I don't see it on the 25 one. I wonder
it
if
was
that.
just wrote on handwritten on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I asked. Maybe it was one that went away. Changed names.
It's on the 24 order list. It is not on 25, so it either changed names or went away.
Rob was the one you used. Don't know the name, okay, then I think we're good.
So we have.
we need a motion to approve that list, so I'll make a motion to approve the list that you just wrote up. That included the couple changes we made.
I'll second.
All in favor? Those
This
opposed?
is in 15.
Did we have that?
Motion carried.
This one was toward
I think it's 15.
So the 15 would be what they. So we have high noon at, these are the values, right? High noon at 20, Milestone at 20, Plateau at 35, Tordon at 15, Grazon at 15,
Mm,
Method Quartz only,
that's not right.
Run Method 300 and
But we didn't import, so it'd be 9120 was divided by 4.
that was 364 a gallon, 91.20 at $40 a quart, that's over 20. So we're good there.
Okay.
So this is QT and Unite.
I'll just look for it.
Quart gallon container, quart gallon, yes. So we can add that in.
And then, Alicia, did you get that, Kendall made a motion to approve that and Byron seconded it.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'll vote it aye.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All you. Do we need to do anything else with the cost share then? Okay, and so we're done, go ahead.
The only thing is I'm gonna put verbiage in there that we're gonna have 2 specified days for primary pickup, and we are going to strongly recommend that you get your product pickup during those days,
Well, when they,
and then they need to contact me otherwise, because it's gonna be, if,
I was gonna say, if we can put in the letter somehow, like that these, like, specified days, and when they order, if those days don't work, to let it be known. Like, this date, I cannot make these 2 days.
put
I don't
something
know, I don't know how that would work or not.
Like I say, if Kenny gets certified and has the stuff that we could have a sheet of folders of leftover chemicals sitting on the wall, and if Joe Blow walks in, says I have this much, if he looks through the sheets and it's not there, contact the weed board, right? And if it's there, leave a check and it's good to go, you know? So I could see that as being an option. I mean, I'm not unavailable after those 2 days, but if I'm 5 miles away and in a tractor, I'm not gonna come disperse 3 bottles of chemical till it works for me, right? So outside of that window.
That's the thing, yeah.
And I know that's a change from where we've been, but
Plus, I mean, if they can't make the 2 days, to let you know.
right.
Like, if there's a date and time another date and time that works for like, if these 5 people can't make like this day, is there a date and time that those 5 could come at the same time or something?
And like I said, if any or all of you want to get your commercial applicator's license in the meantime, it would be
So I was gonna say,
great,
middle
'cause
of
then
May,
any
like-
of us could distribute it.
Middle of May, most farmers are, not on vacation. So it's not like,
Another question I got with the inventory, with the spray and stuff. It's not being used, do we need it?
No, could we possibly send it back to the company? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, sell it.
Yep. Or could we send out a letter in fall if we have some in the container and say the weed board has this much chemical left, do you want to buy for next year's supply or any late fall applications, we want this gone. You know what I mean? And most chemical companies take back chemical that's unopened and undamaged.
pending it was stored.
Correct. So if we have all that, then maybe they take it back on a trip.
But then we just have to ship it back and.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of loss, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't be as much as
Well,
heating a building.
yeah.
Exactly.
And you can find a place to store it too, Washburn, Hayes, and,
Possibly.
Yeah. they didn't even charge, but you gotta have it out of there by 15th of
Right.
April, like.
But if we do it every year, they might start charging.
Yeah, could be.
But even,
I don't know, I could be wrong.
yeah, depending on what they charge, maybe that's even an option.
And the other thing with the equipment, I know we got sprayers there that's not being used.
I have no real thoughts on that. Kenny said it's not in the way at this point. I do feel like in the future we need to make a decision on that because if it's just sitting there, it's
If they're
not
just
going
sitting
to.
there, it's decreasing.
Somebody could use it.
And plus, everything doesn't work as well.
So I guess there is a thought in my mind that if we get an employee of the county that is spraying, that potentially they could see a use for that equipment and then possibly we could let them use it, right? It's there. Mercer does a lot of their spraying with the 4-wheeler. Kenny feels they don't really need to do that with what they have right now, but I agree. We can't just let it sit there and go to
No,
waste.
Okay, how many 4-wheelers don't we have more than one?
2 4-wheelers, 3 4-wheeler sprayers and a side-by-side sprayer.
Yes,
There's a side-by-side sprayer.
that's never been
It's
used.
brand new, it's still in the cellophane.
Well, I was just thinking, like, if we don't need 2, like, can we go down to 1?
Yeah.
We just put it out for bids like county equipment gets sold, right?
Well, who sprays
That would
the
be
right of ways
decision.
in the county?
What's that?
Who sprays all the right of ways?
That's
Doesn't the
contracted.
county use those? Oh, they don't do
They
it
can-
themselves, they
I
contract.
mean, if,
The state highways are contracted and then the county will spray from center to 33 feet out on all bladed roads.
But that's contracted, it's not
And
county.
is that Scott Myers in the past?
last year, yeah.
Okay.
Scott, yep. And Scott is willing to help out with that. He'll coordinate with Kenny on that. And he's still very much, he talked with me and he said he's very much willing to do the state contract as normal.
Do we have to make any motions on that or do anything to?
No, it's, I think it would just be at time of payment, we'll have to approve that, right?
Well, we always had a motion for Scott when he did the county roads, but that's gonna be different this year, I think.
Yeah, if Kenny's guys.
And Corey's gonna be certified too, not?
I think
Corey.
Court,
That's
there's
the
gonna
plan,
be,
Courtney.
there's gonna be 2 or 3 county guys that'll be licensed, or they're working on it.
So that might change, I don't know what's going on, I think we should wait with that.
But I think that's, keep it in the back of your mind as president to bring it up to our attention, because if that stuff doesn't get used this year, I personally, this is just my idea, I think it should get put out. However the process is that the county sells equipment, that's what should happen to that, because it's gonna go
Put it
to
on
waste.
bids, don't you?
Typically is, yeah.
So, and because even if we need something in the future, there's grants available to buy that stuff in
That's
the
right,
future,
right, yeah.
and then it's working and it's not coming out of
Well,
mothballs.
especially, yeah, if they're sitting there and nobody's using them.
Sprayers that have been used once don't do well sitting year after year. Chemicals hard on seals.
Well, that's the thing, there's two, is there two, ATVs?
Yep.
Well, really, you only need one.
Yeah, if nobody's using them, why not
Yeah,
have
so
one?
there it sits, you know.
Yep. The older one I think probably should be gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other discussion on that?
I like the idea that Allison mentioned about renting a container if we need to. We'll get this letter out, we'll get stuff going. I can take responsibility for making it legal as far as pesticide labeling and getting a wash station set up. There might be a small cost to that. You need, depending on where we put it, you need access to a shower / eye wash station. And
Is that
stuff.
at the county site?
It will be there, yes.
I
Something
believe
will
so.
be there, yeah.
Okay.
But I can check on that as we get closer, so. What else was I gonna say? Jaden said something about survey. Did she
Yeah.
hand that to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
she did. There was a notice from Department of Agriculture. There was a survey requested to be completed by March 1, and they don't have it back yet. And it is, who is the lead officer, board chair, secretary members, payments, is the lead officer, full-time employee, things like that, local listed noxious weeds and acreage needs to be filled in with the county city noxious weeds, estimated total infested acreage, tree infested,
Yeah,
is that,
so
I was gonna say, I'm guessing weed control officer filled that out fast.
I think so. So I guess, would you be willing to check with Rick as far as how he did that?
okay,
I don't have any, I mean, like some of those numbers I'm gonna just leave blank. You can put my name there and I can sign off on it, but I don't know what they're looking for there.
does someone want to call, well, I guess I can call the state and find out if they have past records we can see and go
That'd be
from
great.
there.
Yep.
But,
There's a contact number on there. I know what they're looking for.
There's an email.
oh, yes, an email address, okay. Submit by email to SRMC, okay,
Oh, so I suppose once it's finished, they want it submitted via email.
yeah, so,
Just contact that person for previous.
see if we can read
Information.
this and then, okay,
Cause obviously, like, the front is just the board members.
that one
All look
is-
pretty generic.
Okay. Okay. I will get a hold of them and once I find out something,
If you need me, call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, sounds good. So this is priority for this. Okay. Okay, so Dorothy will call, get the information, get as much of it filled out as possible, and then contact Rick if there's anything else and this email person and go from there. Okay. And that was all that was on the agenda. And I think we've covered it. Yeah. My voice went here all the time. Julie has their,
Sharon, if you need any help with
Well,
letters,
should
just
you-
let me know. Yours.
Yeah.
I will for sure do
Should I
that.
give these
Maybe
to you,
that's a
or-
letter signing party.
Yeah, me too.
I hope this list is formatable, but could it be like put into a system that would already print do you think that list is formatable into like printing on the envelopes? Sweet.
On
Yeah,
envelopes?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well,
It's
we
an
should be
Excel
able to-
document, but
if it's an Excel document, all you have to do is print it onto labels. Like
Labels,
mer-
not
do a
the
merge,
envelope,
yeah, not on the,
Yeah.
if you do it on envelopes, that's gonna be a headache.
And then when that time comes, I'd be willing to help too.
And don't ask me how to print labels, cause I don't have Word anymore, so I don't know how to print anymore. I had to Google how to use Google last night. And
So-
it still didn't work.
The only issue is if we get together and do this as a group, then these stupid open meeting laws show up. So if we have a
So
quorum,
you can only have so many.
we can only have so many people, but we could split up the envelopes and say, here's 100, here's 100,
Yeah.
and then mail them, stamp and mail them. So that would be the way to do that, yeah. Okay, just thinking around the rules here.
I don't know if I can ask this, but, did we want to try to set a meeting for like the third Wednesday of each month? Or do we want to
We
keep
just
doing the
do-
executive? Because I'm hoping that we'll just get to the point where it's just 3 or 4. Can we talk about this?
Yep.
Okay.
we
Yeah.
put in your minutes last meeting
That
that
would
we
be the
would do
third something
Yeah.
of.
third Wednesday of each month at 3:30.
So do we need one next month?
I,
We used to in the summer, it didn't even meet till in the fall, and,
Yeah.
so I don't know, I can't make all of them, that's for sure.
yeah, so we have to have a schedule, I believe, for the rules,
Right,
but
but I'm asking, do we need one in April?
don't know.
I
If
don't-
we
I don't
are
really
setting
know
the
why.
list up, we should
Yeah.
need one.
Unless I have questions that I need approval on, I don't see why we would need one.
So then what do we have to do if we because obviously we set a meeting list of like the third Wednesday of every month if need be. Do we need to tell them like, no meeting this month? Or you just not
I
having
don't
meetings this
know.
month?
Do you have an answer to that, Rob?
Cause I mean, the planning and zoning board they used to have their list and they used to not have meetings every month.
What do we do at SCD when we don't
We
have
have a meeting every month.
Yeah, but I know, but sometimes he cancels. Like he's canceled once or twice in the
We've
past.
moved it. That's a little
He
bit
did cancel
different.
last fall. one time.
That's a little bit different. He has all of his own stuff and he posts it on the Facebook.
Yeah, and we do have to.
I guess if you post that it's meeting X is canceled.
No
it's
meeting,
just
no
canceled.
April meeting.
Yeah.
Right,
So then I will send an email to the Senate Republican and to Jaden that says that we will be having,
We have no meeting. The meeting for
We-
April is
we have monthly meetings scheduled for the third Wednesday of each month. For the month of April, there will be no meeting.
I don't know why that's not a problem.
Okay,
I think
I
that
think
would work.
Jaden will tell me too.
Yes.
if I
because
get it
Jane
wrong.
just said if we set a meeting list, then we don't have to worry about trying to hang a poster every month when we had one. So this way we have a meeting schedule, and then if we don't need one, I think she can just post it saying no meeting.
Okay. And then
So
the
I might just have Jaden's post no April meeting or whatever.
The only other thing is if we have things we need to talk about, then I need to add those as agenda points. So when we do have meetings, if there's things that we want to talk about, please let me know so I can add it into that.
Sure.
And then Alicia, should I be sending that to you too? Should I be copying you on the list that's sent? So you have it for your
I think
records?
so. Yep.
Okay,
And then she could have it printed out for like agenda.
okay,
And then that's always why you put like new business and old business, and if you put new business in there, you're covered for and agenda items that didn't get listed.
okay. But I thought we couldn't talk about it if we didn't have it.
You
Yes,
can't
sir.
reply all.
No,
No, because you can have a category of other business.
other business.
On
That's
the
what you
agenda.
put
Other
other
business, other business.
There it
That's
is.
what
That's
we
the
have.
one.
we had things in Commissioner every month.
Okay, other business.
If that's listed on the bottom, then you're covered for whatever comes up. You just say other business after the agenda's done, and
And at this point, I'm just sending it to 2 people at a time. Is that acceptable, or can I do a text all, does this date work? Do not do that, okay. So do 2 people at a time, okay.
because
That's
it's
why
not
you got
I was gonna say, if you
Right.
text all, then it needs to be understood that nobody replies.
Right, and if somebody screws up, we're in violation.
Yeah, so
So
that's
don't-
why it's,
yeah.
if you,
Just do 2 people at a time. Okay, very good.
I thought you did it well last time,
Okay.
because there was only 2 of us, so that's.
I was confused why there was 2, but now it makes sense.
And then I had Alice on each one so she could see who was gonna make it or not.
Right.
Because she was the main one that we had to switch
Yeah,
it
that's
for.
why I switched.
Okay.
It's cumbersome. I feel for you. It's cumbersome when you start moving that around.
Okay, okay. Do we have anything?
So you can also call individuals.
Oh,
So you can call individuals too. And,
okay,
you know, JD has the same thing that we do with our Oliver County Soil Conservation. So he can call me. Does this date work? Does it not work?
okay,
So you can call anybody. We just can't have a group call
okay.
that
Right.
constitutes a
It's a
quorum.
meeting, yeah.
Yeah, he called me so I could call a meeting.
All right, is there anything else we need to discuss?
I make a motion to adjourn.
In
Second.
second, okay, so we got Byron and.
Don't run off.
I gotta find keys, I don't have a way home right now.
I can drop you off at home.
The pickup's out back, I just ain't got keys.
I was like, I think you can go right home, I go right past. Well, I didn't on the way here. I don't know why my husband decided,
Should we check that thing off? This meeting's adjourned.
Okay, so. Okay.